Hello everyone. I have created a small website called for a simple cost benefit analyzer. The objective is to determine whether it is more beneficial to a purchase from multiple different options that you are having available, right? So I'll quickly go into how this application works. So first we will go with time horizon. So what does time horizon mean is, let us say for example I want to buy a scooter. I am planning to use that scooter for 10 years, right? So the number of years that I'm planning to use in my purchase is your time horizon. So in the case of a scooter purchase, my time horizon will be 10 years. Then next is inflation rate, right? I apply the inflation rate. How exactly will we be able to see the inflation is impacting? That I'll explain soon, right? So in option A, I'll give the name to the option. So in this case is scooter, buy scooter, right? And let us set the purchase price at the year zero, which is our initial purchase price, to 1,50,000. And ending value at horizon resale. So at the end of 10 years, I'll sell off my scooter, right? So at the end of 10 years, let us say I'm selling off my scooter for around 20,000. Most of these values are not real life examples. This is just a example, hypothetical example, right? Now let us say for example I don't have the ending value at horizon resale, right? What I know is at which rate the value of my purchase that I have made gets depreciated. So I can choose depreciation rate. So in that case, what I have to do is I have to remove this ending value and choose declining percentage per year and then choose the depreciation rate. So depending upon what the depreciation rate is, you can choose. So in this case, I still go ahead with the straight line value and choose ending value at horizon, that is 20,000. Now we have something called recurring items, right? So whenever I buy a scooter, what all things I spend recursively, right? It can be yearly, quarterly, or monthly. So for example, we can take petrol, right? So I'm spending at around, let us say 1,000 rupees per month. So I enter the month. Then I have maintenance costs, which go to around 1,000 rupees quarterly, right? Now I have something called non-recurring items. So what does non-recurring item mean is something that is not repeating monthly, quarterly, or annually. So in our case, for example, we can use insurance, right? Insurance, I buy a 5-year insurance after every 5 years. So in this case, it will be 5. Let us say, for example, I'm doing a major maintenance which has a high cost, right? Major maintenance which has a high cost at the end of the 6th year, I can add that also. If insurance is going to be repeated every 5 years, then I'll have to enter this manually. So it will be 10 in this case. If it is again insurance, I'm doing it again for 10 years. Right. Now we have to enter the amount, right? So in this case, like I don't have a drop down here for non-recurring items. So I have kept a sign-based system in this case. So I'll have to enter, I'm paying at around 5,000 rupees in the 5th year, right? So this will be the cost that I'm bearing. If I'm getting a benefit like a return, then I'll have to enter, I have to remove the minus sign simply, right? Now, now let us say I want to compare this option of buying a scooter with going by traveling from one place to another in an Uber or an Ola, whatever is available, right? So I'll write book cab. Initial purchase price is zero for us. Ending value at horizon is zero. There is no depreciation rate, right? But now in recurring items, booking, right? I spend at around 5,000 rupees currently monthly if I go from one place to another. This is again a hypothetical example. So now because I have two options, buying a scooter and booking a cab, I want to see which will be beneficial for me in the long term. So I simply have to click this calculate button, right? So now if you see here, it will show you a graph, right? Af- which will show you how much you're spending each year cumulatively, and then after which point you will be saving more money if you go by some option, right? So automatically it will tell you that best option is to buy a scooter, and inflation is applied, right? So here if you see, uh, after the third year or the fourth year, it is cheaper if I continue going by from my house to the office or some other place by scooter rather than booking a cab every time. Right? Now I'll quickly explain why inflation is important. So let us consider this case. Here the inflation rate was 2%. So here if you see the booking a cab, like, click on this. If you click on this, you can remove the graph highlight. So if you consider the example of booking a cab, this it looks like a relatively straight line, right? And at the end of the 10th year, you have almost spent 6 lakhs cumulatively on traveling from one place to another. Now let us say I am taking an higher inflation rate of, let's say, 6%, right? And I click on calculate. Okay, let us make the inflation rate 15%. So you'll be able to see the example much more exaggeratedly. So here if you see, the cost of the booking a cab is increasing quite a lot. But if you see the cost of the scooter, it's relatively flatlined. So in this case, you will be able to see that I will be able to find it is more affordable to have a scooter at the end of the third year, even though I'm spending on the first initial cost is quite high. So then like this I can determine what will be the optimum rate. Now this inflation rate is applied on all values. It can be recurring, non-recurring. On each and every value, your inflation rate is applied, except your purchase and ending value at horizon. Right? Now here you will be able to see in the table format as to what exactly the values are. So initial first year I'm spending around 1,50,000. This is your cumulative, which is basically uh, this plus this equal to this, right? So now there are some cases where you may even get a benefit. So let us say for example, let me take a new example in this case. Let us say for example I'm buying a scooter and I am earning a revenue, which in our case is a benefit of around 2000 rupees per month, right? So here I will be able to see that okay, I am actually earning a profit, right? And this is going upwards. So here I'm not in a loss as such. I'm earning more money. So actually 2000 is too less an amount. Let me try. Let me make it 10,000 and showcase it. So yeah, so here you will be able to see that you are getting much more better returns than if you are having this initial investment. Right. So like this, you can use the platform. I have attached the link to the GitHub repo where you can see all the other projects that I have done. This is the documentation link, and where the link to this website is kept. You will be able to refer the code if you want to make any improvements. The code is open source. You are free to modify it. If you are making a better solution than what I have presented, please do let me know. I may end up using even your code, and I'll be really grateful and thankful if someone else makes additional changes which are better to what I have presented. The entire reason why I have built this website is that I was trying to do a purchase and I was not able to determine it correctly. So far, I was doing it in an Excel, and one wrong cell reference I made, and I ended up seeing that the new bike that I'm going to buy is going to pay back in just 3 days. So I said instead of making all the silly mistakes, let me make a permanent solution. I made, so this was the solution I came up with, and I decided to keep it open source so that everyone is also can benefit from this. Please use this platform, share it with friends that you may know who may benefit also from it. And thank you. Let's meet soon.